Hey, I'm Patrick Lay. I teach here in Columbus. I teach comics at Columbus College of Art and Design.
Oh, nice.
I'm from just a little bit north of here, but like Columbus is my, my spot, right? And I've got two books. This is my first major book from Dark Horse Comics and Burger Books. It's a fantasy story about death going on strike during a war, so everybody fights, but nobody dies.
Nice. Wow.
And it's basically based on an opera that was written in a concentration camp in 1943. We went to the Czech Republic where the concentration camp was, did a bunch of research, and a lot of that's in the book. The book's actually surprisingly funny, but there's like some essays and stuff on the back so people can learn more about where it came from.
That's a nice concept though. Death strikes but didn't really strike.
Yeah. Well, Death goes on strike. He actually breaks his sword in half and makes a sign out of it that says "No peace, no death, unfair killing conditions." So
that would be chaotic for a war, wouldn't it?
It sure is. Like, it makes like a whole like kind of army of the undead. And then there's another character who's Life, and Life is running around the whole time trying to get everybody back on track so that I flip through some of the pages. This is the city where the whole thing takes place. It's supposed to be Atlantis that never sank. We actually based it off of the concentration camp, so the design of the concentration camp. And the whole thing starts out with Life talking about how bad life has gotten with all this killing and war. And then until Death comes in, and they start to get into an arguing match about who has it worse, where Life is all bored because the world is just going downhill. Death is run totally ragged because it's happening faster than it's ever happened before, and he can't keep up with all the machines of death.
Wow. Okay.
And it's actually, I will say though, it's actually pretty funny because the opera is pretty funny. So we kept all the jokes from the opera. They're in the book. So it's surprisingly fun read considering like where it came from and what it's about.
And it's with Burger Books?
Yeah, Burger Books. It's an imprint of Dark Horse Comics. Okay. So our editor was Karen Berger, who founded the Vertigo comic line with DC.
Right.
So like Sandman, Why the Last Man, Preacher, all that stuff was her.
Wow.
And now she's over with Dark Horse. It was great putting the book together. We're really proud of it. It just came out in January.